Hello, my name's Toby Thompson. I'm here today with Dr. Howard Lightfoot, Senior Research Fellow at Cranfield's School of Applied Sciences. Howard, we're looking at product service systems and the operations side specifically. The viewers may have seen other videos on this series. Tell me more about the operations aspects of PSS.
Yeah, Toby, the operations side is part of a wider project in Cranfield through the IMRC, which is looking at PSS or product service systems. Product service systems is also known as servitization. It's basically how companies, manufacturing companies in particular, are moving towards the provision of services to their clients in order to defend their businesses against competition for low-cost labour countries. And the word servitization is used to define this move from selling products to selling product-service combinations. It actually looks like it's becoming a paradigm shift from manufacturers being absolutely focused on hardware to becoming focused on customer value-added solutions.
So adding more to that, just that product, but adding a service around it.
Absolutely, yes.
So why are you looking at the operations in particular? Why operations? Why not value chain? Why not other aspects of that?
Well, we're looking at operations in particular because what we want to understand is what the effect of the provision of services by a manufacturer has on the internal organisation and the operations organisation. There are effects outside the organisation, but this is being done by other colleagues in the university in some detail. And we're looking to see what the effect of servitization or the provision of services is on the organisational structure, processes and principles, and how different this is from being a pure product manufacturer, and to what extent these change for different levels of servitization.
So if a manufacturer sees it happening in the market and wants to adopt it, what's the consequences of doing that?
Yes, he has to realise that there will be consequences on his organisation, and we're trying to understand how these manifest themselves and what the impact is on the organisation.
So given that general context, how have you approached studying this, researching this field?
Well, we started initially by looking at the existing literature around this topic in the wider community, the worldwide community, on product service systems, which is mainly started in Scandinavia, and servitization, which is a more business-focused approach, looking into the business principles and practices, and this was from the USA. We've looked at this literature and also linked it to things like service marketing and service operations to see what the effect is on those aspects in the business. Having done that, we've then gone and looked at the industrial surveys, 400 companies in the UK. We've had questionnaires sent out, responses, followed up with detailed interviews with members of those organisations such as Knorr-Bremse on rail braking, Frauder Hoffmann in the automotive, Rockwell in the automation business, to understand what their responses meant in detail. We were trying to find out whether the literature matched what was happening in the actual real world.
So is that a case also of interviewing shop floor peoples, operations directors, managers of organisations?
It was mainly operations people, not the shop floor people, mainly the strategic and operational people in the organisation, the people responsible for service delivery and supporting that service delivery, whether it be in production or in the wider supply chain.
So presumably looking at the customer is another part of the Cranfield product, which is more of the value. What's the point of PSS?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, the customer needs a value proposition to be made to him before he's going to adopt any business of anyone. So the value chain, the value proposition is important, which again has been studied at Cranfield. You've got the supply chain that goes outside the organisation, which is also important, and you've got transformation issues, which are being looked at. Also, you have the issue of how do you design this thing you're going to offer. It's all right saying we're going to do this, but it's got to be designed. And our project, the operations project, is when you've got the value proposition, when the customer's decided to adopt the value proposition, how do you organise your internal operations to effectively and efficiently deliver?
So you painted the picture there of operations, value, design, effect on supply chain and transformation. What have you learned in particular on the operations side through your surveys and talking with manufacturers?
Well, pardon me. We've learned that even the most technical and complex products these days are becoming commodities. We've studied this through more detailed and in-depth surveys with people like Rolls-Royce and their Total Care Power by the Hour offerings, MAN Bus and Truck in the UK, with Alstom Train Life Services, who actually offer a maintenance repair package to Virgin on the West Coast Main Line and the London Underground, and even Xerox. And we've done through the detailed discussions with these companies over the last 2 years, it's been pretty clear that whether it's a copier or whether it's a aero engine, then it can still be a commodity. And that's how they're defending against the selling of these products as commodities, by adding value through services to their client.
So how will your learning, the results of your research, be put out to those people interested in applying it?
Well, hopefully what we're going to try and do is to develop workbooks which can be used by industrialists to assess their position in the marketplace with the product that they've got, look at what they're proposing to offer in a service context, and evaluate whether or not they have the right infrastructure, the right resources, that's capital resources and people resources, to deliver this offering, product offering, effectively and efficiently. If they don't do this, then there's clear evidence that research with people in Cranfield has identified that going down the route of servitization cannot be as profitable as it's laid out to be.
Interesting conclusion. Dr. Howard Lightfoot, thank you very much indeed for your time today.
Thank you.